Truly, who would want to work for an organisation like this? Particularly if you're British, white, and more importantly, talented. We're talking about the BBC. Let me explain. Morning, lovely to see you. Thank you so much for your time today. It's a serious thing, this actually. You know, I've got to be kind of a little bit more serious because I think this is absolutely disgusting. And I know I've often said that, you know, working for the BBC is a very difficult thing simply because, of course, it's full of, you know, all sorts of middle management, costing at fortunes, the usual stuff, you know, the sort of thing. But here's where it gets really interesting, in my opinion. See, it appears, right, that, well, you know, very clearly, even though we are told we are supposed to pay the tax to the BBC for our licence fee every single year, well, the way that they waste it and the way that they discriminate against people is literally phenomenal, but not in the way that you'd think. A couple of years back, you know, the BBC set up this thing which was a farce in itself called BBC Pitch. And basically you pitched your programme idea literally online to an unknown source, no connected name or anything like that. And if they liked it, they would get in touch. Well, guess what? I did that. And guess what? The BBC stole the entire project and put it on their red dot service without any much of a, oh no, we had a similar idea. So when I contacted them, they said, oh no, we never received it. It was literally, and I know this was my idea because they left in a huge mistake that they didn't bother to check. You get the picture. This is how stupid they are. Now, what's fascinating is, if, as I say, you are a white, middle-aged employee of the BBC, you're actively discriminated against. In fact, I know this as 100% fact. People that work there right now have been told to get rid of people who don't fit the remit because they have to tick a box on all of the other people that they want to take their jobs, even if they're underqualified, under-talented. Now, what's fascinating about this is that DEI Supremo June Sarpong, a former partner of course, the Foreign Secretary currently over here in the United Kingdom, David Lammy, so you can see how all of this works, right? She receives £280,000 for a 3-day week, advising the BBC on exactly how they should be more inclusive. I think I could do that for about 80 quid, but there you go. And where it's fascinating is a brand new expose has literally stated the fact that, you know, white people with very similar talented aspects of their job, you know, their career, are being forced out, pushed out, because it doesn't fit the inclusivity remit that this lady and the others are pushing heavily. Now, as I said, and you know, this is the thing that I'd like to share with you, and this is the beauty of the channel. It's really up to you whether this really concerns you or not. But imagine if you're a young, sort of working class person who just really wants to get a break into broadcasting, and perhaps you've done everything in your power, you know, you've started out working hospital radio, done everything that you can, and you're applying to the BBC. The moment they look at your application, instantly you're wiped away because of your race, colour, whichever way you want to call it. Now tell me, how is that inclusive? And more importantly, how is it inclusive for such an extravagant fee from someone that literally has, well, the bottom line is she used to read autocue on a children's television programme on a Sunday morning. How is she qualified for that, other than the obvious reason? As ever, I'd love to know what you think to this particular story in the comments below. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.